Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let me just put you guys right here. Yes, there. welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nsima Chloe Elizabeth. For those of you who do not know me, Nsima Chloe, sorry. And all we do on this channel is pretty much. Now, before I get into the topic of this video, which as you can see in the title is very serious, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and everyone that showed up for the premiere of my my feature film. It's not the first one, sorry. For my feature film, You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye, that happened at National Theatre. It was a full house, and I am super grateful to any one of you guys who is my subscribers that went. There's a chance some of y'all, my subscribers, didn't go. But thank you so much. At the end of the video, I'm going to be telling you guys about more screenings and where to get tickets, so stay tuned for that. Now, on the weekend of 14th June, that is Saturday, we had the premiere of this film, private screening. It was a red carpet premiere for the film. And usually for these premieres of these films, there are certain kinds of people that are invited for these events. Usually it ranges from filmmakers, influencers, social media personalities, fellow actors in the industry. It's basically high-profile people in most occasions. Of course, not forgetting the producer or producers and cast and crew of the film. They do get invited to these movie premieres. And one of the people that caught my eye that was invited for the premiere is none other than Mr. Kagwa Maiga Andrew. We put the laptop here because that's where the thingy is. This gentleman was invited for the premiere, and after the premiere, he had a lot to say, and he expressed that in a Facebook post that I'm going to be reading. We are going to go through it together. He does make some points in his article, so I'm not discrediting anything. I'm not entirely discrediting all he said. He did make some points. But there are some things he said about our project that was less than nice, and it will have to be a cold day in hell before I take this kind of thing seated. So I'm here to defend my film that I and 6 other producers worked tirelessly on to you, my subscribers. So let's dig right in. So this gentleman starts his article by saying, okay, let's talk about opportunities are here. So I was invited to the premiere of You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye. And now, guys, I'm just going to pause. Sorry, I'm going to pause. Yeah, I'm going to read the entire article, and then I'm going to comment on the article post at the end of after reading the article. Right? So I'm going to read it entirely, then we shall get into the whole thing. So let's start afresh. Okay, let's talk about opportunities are here. So I was invited for the premiere of You May Kiss a Bride Goodbye. But for some reason, by the time I reached the venue, my name wasn't on the list. But I got in, and I don't hold grudges. It's okay. Anyway, Saturday was joyous. The European Union and the partners know how to throw a party. And Fenon, straight out of UFF, they pulled off yet another film event. But my story with this film started earlier, before the premiere. I was on a call with a person who had worked on the film, and in the mix, she received another call. He later tells me that they were asking for his full name and spellings to credit him on the film. That's the first time it hits me that the film was still in the editing stage, even when it was supposed to be premiered at 7 p.m. later that day. As a person who watches Ugandan films both for journalism purposes and fun, we have seen worse. We have films that are being edited as they were showing. They cut halfway and started making speeches, not because the speeches were important, but to buy time for whoever was editing to fix the newly edited portion for screening without anyone noticing. That's how we started having fundraising and comedian performances in between premieres. But that was 2013, 2014. Most filmmakers were self-skilling, doing what was possible at the time. All these years later, with exposure and opportunities, the belief was that some things are behind us. Then opportunities are here happen. For 3 events that have been hosted by this team, we can't deny they know how to serve their guests. The food is usually great, but after that, OAH had a very good number of, in brackets, for a lack of better word, weird films. Let's look at it this way. This program is meant to train amateur filmmakers, empower them, and equip them into becoming prolific storytellers. Yet, over all these events, it's people with years of experience and association that have made good films. But about the premiere of You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye, this was a mess with a big red carpet. For years, we've been telling filmmakers about ways of not making a film, and Opportunities Are Here was specifically here to teach younger creatives how to produce films for an industry. It wasn't supposed to be about just film, but marketing and distribution, right? But OAH's first feature came out with a trailer that was released 3 days to the premiere. The poster came out 3 weeks to the event, and most people had no idea what the film was about. If that wasn't enough, the You May Kiss a Bride Goodbye was being edited on the lead day. We could go on and on about the story and acting, but we shan't. The biggest question, however, do the people of Opportunities Are Here feel happy they have trained the next generation of filmmakers, or are they happy they've ticked a third box? First of all, yeah, they are happy. Very happy. While this gentleman says a lot of things that I completely do not agree with, there are some things he says that kind of make sense. Now, he talks about his name not being on the list, yet he was invited. I love that he mentions that because he specifically leaves out the part that I forgot to RSVP. Because I guarantee you, if you showed up for that red carpet on that day and you reached and your name was not on the list, the first question they asked you, did you RSVP? And if you said no, or if you lied through your teeth and said yes, they would say, let us check your email where that invite was sent. At first, by the way, I'm just going to go on a slight tangent here. Ugandans, when you are invited for an event and there's RSVP on the invite, RSVP please. Kindly RSVP. That RSVP is there for a reason. It helps in planning and it kind of reduces on the disorganization. And at the premiere, at first I didn't know that you actually had to RSVP because my boss kept telling me, Chloe, we've invited you for the premiere, kindly RSVP. Even I, the producer, I was invited, please. Even though it was my film, I was invited. But they said, kindly RSVP, Chloe, we need to plan. So I was like, I need to first gather like transport, things like that, plan properly before I can RSVP. So let me first plan. If I fail to figure things out, I will let you know. But if I go ahead and find something, I'll still let you know. But let me first figure things out. That's what I did when I figured things out. I RSVP'd. And that's how my name, along with my other 6 producers and every other person whose name was on that list, appeared. You RSVP, they register that you're coming. You don't RSVP, they'll take it that you aren't coming. That is it. So this gentleman's name, probably, I'm just going to give 2 scenarios, but one is more correct than the other, is that number 1, either he didn't RSVP or there was a glitch in the system. But I would rather believe he didn't RSVP because, well, he's a Ugandan and we all know that. So first of all, you can tell this guy is a little bit unprofessional by saying something like this. If he wanted to really be honest about things in his article, which he wasn't entirely honest, he should have started by saying, and that was my bad. I didn't RSVP, but he didn't. He conveniently left out that part. That's not the only part he conveniently left out though, but we are getting there. The next one, there's a point he made about editing. That one is a very valid point. He talks about how the film was edited on the D-Day, and I would love to take this opportunity to apologize. If there are people here who are watching this video that attended that premiere, there was a lot of glitching, there was a lot of stuff that happened during the whatever of the film, the screening of the film, but I would really love to apologize. There's a lot that has been going on behind the scenes. Now, while I do apologize for this, I would love to call out every Ugandan filmmaker. Do not, in the kindness of all goodness, premiere your film unless you are done editing. not even premiere your film. Do not set a premiere date for your film unless you are done editing. And when I say editing, edit it to completion, that you are actually satisfied. Don't just be like, we are done, the date is already caught up with us, let's just premiere the thing. No. Watch the edit, see if you like it. If there are still so many adjustments to be made, make them. I also faced a similar situation, by the way. At the grand finale of season 1 of Opportunities Are Here, we were supposed to premiere our short films to be, judged, and they choose the winners from there. I too edited that very day of the grand finale. I edited the film that very day. But I'm not saying that's when I started editing that. It was when I was finishing to edit. And I ended up submitting actually the wrong film. It was not color graded, sound design was terrible, just know everything was apart, and it wasn't even like the cuts were not put like properly in the timeline. It was just random shots one after the other. But then, gladly, with my fighting spirit and a few friends, should I say my friend? Yeah, she was my friend. She's my friend. She helped me. And she was like, hey, don't worry. We'll make sure your film shows. And it showed the correct one. So that's how I won, I thought. But please, don't announce a premiere date unless you've finished completely editing the film. And that was our bad. Yeah, so kindly Ugandans, But I understand his reason for pointing this out in his Facebook post, because this is EU. It is EU. There's a higher standard expected of products that come from being done by white people. But I want to stress the fact that EU guys just funded the film. I mean the project. They mostly funded the project. The Opportunities Are Here is actually a project by Ugandans. It's a project by Ugandans. It's just funded by it's a project that, of course, was brought on by the International Trade Center, by Ugandans, funded by the European Union. I don't know if you guys get it. So, yeah, so obviously some Ugandan traits fell through the cracks into the film. But I understand he probably had a higher expectation since this is EU. But to be honest, again, Ugandans, kindly let's divorce the thought of premiering your film without proper editing it. Now, he asked that Opportunities Are Here came to train amateur filmmakers, and I'm going to call this man out for saying this. It did train amateur filmmakers, which is more than I can say about fellow Ugandans who are well established into this industry, and they're not helping amateur filmmakers. A lot of the veterans, not all of them, I know there are very good ones who are looking out for young talent, but most of the veterans in this industry will not bat an eye to look at someone who wants to be new in this industry, unless these young people pick up equipment and record film. Which, if you're not financially okay, if you're not financially advantageous, you will not be able to acquire the proper equipment that makes a film that people will admire and be like, I want to work with you, I want to work with you. And sure, there are some people who show up in these spaces of, I want to work with you, so and so, you're a big person in the industry. Sometimes they are shunned aside, and honestly, it's crazy. But you see, what fellow Ugandans weren't doing for the young people, the EU and the ITC, under the project of the Opportunities Are Here, stepped in to give those people who are not given a chance in the film industry a voice. They were giving those people an opportunity to come forward. You don't have money? That's okay. Come as you are. You pitch your idea. Let's give you the funding and everything you need to make your dream happen. That is what they came to do. If this man had at least the tiniest decency to make research before he wrote his article, he would have found that out, and maybe his article would be framed a little differently. He would still be talking about the film, but it would be framed a little differently. Let's point that out. Kindly, I think he mentioned something to do with journalism, so I'll take it as a journalist. I am very sure when you're in journalism class, they teach you about making research before you come out to make search posts. And this post alone just shows me he didn't do any research. And he talked about, I don't hold grudges. My guys, that guy held a grudge. This post is long, and the fact that it's this long, it means he held a grudge. So, sir, be professional. Now, yes, so it is until these veterans like notice these young people that they really come up. But OAH came for people like that, people who have no money, they have no skin in the game, and they've come forward and they're trying to, they've tried and helped young filmmakers. I can proudly sit in front of you people and say I'm the youngest award-winning screenwriter in Uganda that I know of right now. If you know someone else, feel free to comment in the comment section. But someone who won at younger than 23, I'm open to conversation. But if you don't, then that makes me that person. But it's because of opportunities are here. But you guys, imagine if it wasn't for these people, I wouldn't have gotten that accolade at such a young age. I wouldn't have. So it is true. They came for the young people. They came to empower the youth to make films. They came to empower us to do things like this. So if this man has a problem, let him take it up with the EU people. But me, I will say these guys did well. They've done right by us. And yes, at the end of his article, he's like, do these people feel happy that they accomplished something? Yes, they do. Because they came, they said they would do this, they would do the other, and they did it. And they've done it. So, because you see, because he talks about, I think, people who have more experience. These people who have more experience have kept certain opportunities to themselves. They have. But then opportunities are here, came and opened those doors for the people who didn't have that kind of voice, right? They've come through for people who do not have industry connections for some reason, and they've placed a connection between these people and these connections. And I love the fact that this gentleman conveniently left out something. I told you he left out something conveniently. And at the premiere, we didn't just have the premiere of the feature film. We also premiered the reality TV show that goes behind the scenes to show what opportunities are here has been doing for these young filmmakers. That is what it has been doing. But this man conveniently left that part out. Guys, when they tell you the media is doing things to try and control the narrative, let this man's post be an example of that. That he came, he framed the whole thing in a certain narrative. If he had reported on other facts, that would have given people more. Sorry guys, my phone was overheating and then it just cut me off. Anywho, just to conclude, this man's point in his article, I don't get it. I don't. First of all, this feature film, a lot of us have put a lot of hard work in it. Many of us, the cast, the crew, the producers, the executives, they really poured their hearts into this film. And this gentleman just came and saw what he did. He's entitled to his opinion, by all means. And I'm not saying this so that people can go and send hate. He thought he was doing the right thing. Many of us do. When we do things like this, we probably think I'm doing the right thing. And everyone has freedom to speech. As a former law student, freedom for speech it's an underogable. I mean, it's not an underogable right, but it is a right nonetheless. So I would be a hypocrite if I said he doesn't have a right to his speech. But he does have a right to his speech, and I wish he talked about the fact that OAH has done wonderfully for us. I don't think people would even know who I am in the film industry if I hadn't applied for this opportunity, which is what we should focus on. Focus on the things that this project has done for people, as opposed to focusing on that one tiny detail, which, by the way, his only problem is that the movie glitched. He's not talking about how there was someone from it slapped him, how of course how the building collapsed. He didn't. You get? So opportunities are here, has come, helped us. We've been able to develop so many beautiful bodies of work for some of us. I mean, all 7 of us, the producers on this film, have at least one short film because they are thankful. And thankfully so, from opportunities are here. I have a reality show that came out last year in November, and another one coming out this year in July. So thank God. Now this is my long way of telling you guys that opportunities are here is going to premiere a reality TV show on the 10th of July starting the 10th of July at 10 p.m. every Thursday from 10th of July going on NTV. So tune in, and if you think this man, what he said in his article, he's right, tune in and prove him right? And or just see what the project has done for people like us and what it's going to continue doing, because after they leave, they've empowered us to continue making films. Even if we don't have the connections, okay, although right now we do, even if we do not have the money to make like the films, even if we do not, they've come, they've empowered us, they've equipped us with skills that we are going to carry on. They've mentored us, they've funded our films. So let's be thankful for the things they did, as opposed to focusing on the tiny thing they didn't do. You know, they say you do 99 good things for a person, and they'll notice the one thing you didn't do for them. So me, I'm going to choose to notice the 99%, the 99 things that OAH has done for me and many other filmmakers. And I'm not going to focus on what this gentleman wrote in his article as much. I just came here to defend my film and let you guys know there are more screenings that I'm going to show up here on the screen. Pause if you like, screenshot if you'd like. But those are the screenings that are going to be taking place all over Kampala and beyond Kampala. Thank you, 2 opportunities are here. So tune in. Don't forget to tune into the reality TV show. And in case you want tickets, the link is going to be in the description box below. Check out the trailer of my for the feature film here. Also, kindly check out my short film here. Subscribe here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ciao, Bella. Bye.